Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, what I like to do is to create videos that explain things that I wished I would have known when I first started buying precious metals and silver and jewelry and all these things at garage sales. Um, so what I have been starting to do is if I buy something that I think looks good at like the thrift shop, I'll just bring it home and actually look at it here. As much as not quite the first time, because obviously I bought it, so I looked at it well enough to determine that I wanted to bring it home. But I'm not paying much for any of this stuff. It was half price day for accessories. So this whole pile that you're seeing right here, minus that stuff from the other video, this was $10.25. So I felt like it was definitely going to be worth. I'm certain there's some silver in here. I'm sure I've got at least $10 worth of silver. And then the other things I thought would be interesting to go through. Now, these hair pieces, or this bag of hair stuff, isn't really my cup of tea. But I have a neighbor who isn't particularly mobile, and she only really has one form of income anymore, and that's selling things on Etsy. And she sells quite a few hair things. So it gives me a chance to actually go through and we'll explore this and see what's in here. Maybe some folks out on YouTube will be able to tell me that there's things in here that are particularly special or not at all, or maybe there's some silver in here. I have found silver hair pieces from time to time. So I thought for the half off day, it was $5. It would definitely be worth fun for the video. And then it would also be something that I can give to the neighbor and she can sell. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through that second, and we'll go through the stuff that I knew a little bit more about when I bought it. But I didn't really look at this. So I wanted to grab these pieces because they're more of an explanation of what I would grab when I'm just kind of like grabbing and going, than they are things that I'm entirely sure about. These are things that are probably going to be put on the machine down at the local pawn shop. They have a X-ray machine that'll tell you what the metal content of something is. But what I'll do now is I'll actually show you why I bought these pieces, and we'll actually look a little closer in here. There's one I think might have a marking on it that I haven't really looked close at, which I'm a little bit excited about, and I've been waiting to share that with you. But what we'll start with is I don't know. Let's start with this big necklace. So I grabbed this because it was, as I mentioned, I only paid $10.25 for the entire pile. So no particular piece here was expensive, to say the least. These were all quite cheap. So I think a necklace was like $1 or something today. And I thought this looked rather like silver, but I couldn't find a mark on it. It's not like it's a lot, but it's probably $1 worth of silver if it is silver. And if not, it's an interesting thing to look at. It sure looks like somebody hammered out a piece of sterling to me. But I don't know for sure. Now, what I do know is that the piece does have a name on it, which is here. Bear SF, so I'm guessing San Francisco. I feel like that's like a designer. I think I have one other piece, and this might actually say sterling here. I'm not sure. Oh, come on, phone. You can do it. That doesn't look like it does. That doesn't look like it does. So I don't know if this is sterling or not. Maybe some of you folks can tell me who this is. I figured it's a nice piece, if nothing else. My neighbor can probably sell it. And for the money, I think it was probably worth buying. This one I found very interesting. It looks, especially when I zoom in, so you see how each of those stones are set in. It looks a little nicer than your average piece of costume jewelry, but it also looks like there's plate that's worn off, gold plate. But under the gold plate looks also kind of good. Now, I can't find a marking on the dang thing, and it is not magnetic. But I thought it would be fun to throw on the magic machine, the X-ray machine, and see what comes of it. I think it's probably just a piece of costume. But, since I was already grabbing some other pieces, I thought I'd grab that. And we'll see. This, for all the world, looks like silver to me. I can't imagine this isn't silver. I think it does have a mark. Looks like it's got a S. Yeah. So, I don't know if anyone recognizes that mark, but I'm not seeing anything on here to indicate that this is anything other than sterling. We'll verify on the machine, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty. It's a nice weight to it. It's a nice little ring. So again, for that $1, if it isn't anything, well, hardly any skin off of my teeth. I grabbed this one because I thought this was a great example of old, like 1800s, late 1800s gold plate. Now, it might be real thick gold plate. It might be rolled gold. It's hard to say for sure. You can see where it's split open here. That back is certainly not as good as the front. But you can also see, where it's coming apart here. Oh, wait a minute. We got a mark, don't we? Do we have a mark? What is that? Right there. Looks like some kind of hallmark or stamp. Maybe the maker. I cannot make that out. But you've got the old-fashioned, like, pre-1890s sort of latch. See, maybe that mark will show up for the video. Somebody can identify it. This is a good example of just Victorian jewelry. The main reason I wanted to actually show it is because you see this stuff popping up on eBay a lot. And it can be very hard to tell that this isn't gold in, those. I'm sure if you've been on eBay, you know that people like to somehow take pictures on a potato from 1985 and then post them. So they're blurry, the lighting is terrible, and you can't really tell what you're looking at. And a piece like this could look like it's gold jewelry under such conditions, but it is definitely not. So I wanted to show sort of the construction of it. And we'll see. It might be a piece of gold fill. I'm sure it was worth the $1 I paid for it. I'm not sure. Maybe if there's some deconstruction we can do on it and have a look inside and maybe see. Oh, hey, what do you know? Yeah. So there you can see some of the verdigris from the brass. It's definitely brass on the inside. And that's how these pieces are generally made. They're not they look pretty cool, frankly. I mean, from a like a sort of a costume jewelry standpoint, they're rad, but they're not solid gold, and don't be fooled that they are. But they sure look like it. And I would guess that this is probably gold fill or rolled gold or something, because it looks a little too good to be just mere plate on the front. And part of why I like this piece is, it looks like we maybe have a little bit of wear through, but for the most part, it looks pretty dang good. But then you look at the back, see all those scratches showing the underlying metal? Like, that's definitely gold plate. But then the front, it doesn't have the same kind of damage and wear to it. And this is actually the kind of look that you look for, because you can immediately dismiss that. And on a piece like this, you can very easily dismiss the whole piece, because you can see the back is, in fact, plate, and it's a hollow piece. So even if this is like rolled gold or gold fill or something, there's probably not a huge amount of gold in this. Certainly not something to pay a lot for. But for $1, I'm very happy. Thought this piece, which is totally lost now. There we go. Thought this piece might be nice for my daughter. It's a very tiny ring. Not entirely sure what PM indicates. Maybe Maybe somebody can tell me. It looks like it's silver, but I can't find a mark other than PM. Thought that would be a good one to look up later. And again, all of this stuff is not magnetic. This necklace, obviously this is just nothing. The pendant is nothing. But this is such a fine little chain that I thought it might prove to be actual gold. And I think if it is, probably what happened was the mark on it that says it's gold went missing, because it doesn't look like the clasp is marked, at least not that I could find. But it looks pretty good, so we'll have to toss that one in the machine. It's worth grabbing, you know, little dribs and drabs of gold for $1. If it is gold, worth $1. All right, now this is the one I'm actually kind of excited about. And that's because I knew there was a mark in it. And what excited me about this was, first and foremost, if we look here, you see that sort of, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like my wedding ring here. You see how it's got a kind of a rough, it's been worn and it's got wear on it, but it's not worn through. And also right here, let me point it out with this little fork. See that little line there? And on the inside, you see there's a line there. Right there. That's where it's been resized. Anytime I see a ring that has been resized, I get excited, because that means somebody resized it for some reason. And that may mean that it actually is precious to them. Now, it might mean that it's just a resized silver ring, but it also makes it more likely that it's gold. Now, speaking of which, I think we found some markings there. But I cannot make them out on the camera here. What do you see? Seeing anything there? So this, I'm not sure what. Maybe 925. Well, leave a comment. Tell me what you think that's saying, because I can't figure it out. I have a microscope, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get the angle right. I don't know. Let me know what you think of this ring. I'm thinking it might be like white gold or platinum. That might be like PD, P or PT. Focus camera. Yeah. All right. You guys can go ahead and pause that thing, but I'm thinking this is actually something good. Tiny. Way tiny, but I think it's probably something good. All right. Should we go to this? You know what? I'll do this in a second follow-up video, because this is already 15 minutes, and I'm sure there's no reason for me to continue with this one. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And definitely, if you can tell me what you think that ring says, I'd love to hear that. And I'll post both of the videos at the same time, so you don't have to wait for this. But I feel like it would probably make a better set of videos if I actually open that one up alone.